Welcome back to the Pesky Report, brought to you by Beyond the Monster. I don't know. I just felt like switching up. That was like a really weird way to start it. But I was like,
thought you
maybe
were
I'm just going to make
glitching.
everyone think. Yeah, I was going to say, maybe I'm going to make everyone think that I'm glitching, that they're just lagging.
Speaking of
But
glitching,
no,
Doink just disappeared.
literally Doink did disappear. I think she might have actually thought that we were glitching, and she might have actually just dipped. But no, yeah, this is the Pesky Report, brought to you by Beyond the Monster. This is episode 482. We're approaching episode 500 very quickly, Jordan. Like very quickly. Do we have any plans for episode 500? Should we try to get a guest?
I feel like that's got to be how we go, right? We got to get somebody for episode 500 queued
Mhm.
up, but it's kind of hard to schedule that when we're 18 episodes away. Maybe when we hit 490, 492, then I'll start getting the wheels in motion.
Yeah, we got to get some ideas out there. If you guys are listening and like, this is who I would think would be a great guest, go ahead and throw it out there. That'd be pretty cool.
Just go out to the
Episode
players lot
500.
and start begging players to just come on the podcast and just completely negate the media relations department.
I mean, we could do what Bradfo does, which is basically that. Just walk up to him and say, you got a couple of seconds to talk about whatever, and microphone in hand.
Episode 500 is a 4-second episode of me just yelling at Jaron Duran to come over and say hi.
Yeah, he would do it. Hayden, we could get. I mean, we honestly could probably get him on the podcast, but Hunter Dobbins, we get him on for episode 500. Welcome back, Doink.
Hello.
I saw your text that the sound stopped working. Was it just Matt glitching? Because that was actually what he was doing.
Oh, okay, because I like that happened, and then my headphones weren't playing anything, so I switched headphones. Corded. Okay. We got a cord. I think I don't know. Maybe the intro music scared my Bluetooth headphones because it scares me every time.
It's possible. I gotta stop dragging my heels on the new intro and just let it go.
It's okay.
I actually found a link for a place that has really sweet, like royalty-free music. I'll have to send it to you. You can sign up. You get like a couple of downloads a month, but it could be a pretty sweet place to search for. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's good for like background music for like clips and stuff too. So I'll send you the link. Yeah. So we got Doink on the pod. We got Elton Jordan on the pod, joining in, filling in. Bailey's on the road today, dealing with some nasty traffic. Kevin's going to be taking a couple of episodes off from the weekend show. Got some stuff going on, but we will be happy to have him back when he is ready to rock and roll again. And we're here to talk about the Red Sox, who have successfully won their second straight series. And we haven't even talked about this yet, but Roman Anthony has made his major league debut on the Boston Red Sox, your very own Boston Red Sox. Couldn't be happier about it. The big three all together in the major leagues. And it would just be crazy if someone could have predicted it, like the exact date and everything, and like put that out into the universe. And like, man, that would have been so crazy if someone had done that. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. I did that. I did do that, didn't I?
You did do that.
Confirmed. Yep. Craig Breslow is a Pesky Report listener. Maybe that should be our 500th episode guest. Can you imagine if Breslow came on this pod for episode 500?
It would be like the first. He doesn't do that.
Exactly.
So it would be really funny.
Even better. I mean,
of all the podcasts.
I went to a game or a month ago at this point, and because I haven't been out to the players lot in some years, so I like to see what these guys drive, because like, who else is going to find out Romy drives a ridiculous car that he shouldn't, but he does?
Saw that video of Aroldis Chapman's car today. Crazy.
Yeah.
That is the craziest vehicle I have ever seen in my entire life.
It's nuts. But I thanked Breslow for Alex Bregman, and he said you're welcome. So there's a rapport there. So maybe we'll see.
I love that he said you're welcome. That's crazy.
I mean,
The most emotion he's
phenomenal.
shown since taking over a CBO. So I will wear that
Yeah.
as a badge of honor.
You
Yeah.
should have thrown in like and also extend him for 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, next time.
Yeah. When we have him on for episode 500, I will be sure to be like, so Bregman for the next 6 years?
Yeah, we'll
Question mark?
force him to sign the contract offer
I just
now,
want to know why he's
live
parking
on
in the.
air.
Why does he park in the players' lot? Bro's not a player.
It's one of the
Not
guys.
anymore.
He thinks he's
mean-
on the team.
Have you guys seen the video that Jared Carabas posted of him impersonating Craig Breslow?
Yeah. You fucking
Hilarious.
pieces of fuck or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he just knows that he's like supposed to be, running this team. I think like he doesn't really understand like the social aspects of being a GM, obviously, like based on how he talks to the media and just like how he talks. It's like he definitely
general.
still has a lot of learning to do about carrying himself, but he'll get there, whatever. He's so awkward. Like that's why I'm like it's always
Yeah.
hard for me to like really get on him for the way he speaks, like cuz he does the like Heim thing that everyone hated, but like he's a little more cautious with all of his words and I'm like he's just awkward. Like this is just a really uncomfortable guy.
And less available. Like
Yeah.
Heim was always in front of the media. So like you hated how Heim spoke. And now you get somebody who's even less media present who talks the same way, so it pisses you off a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Because you
when
get
he
even
talks about-
less, and then he keeps everything even, I feel like, a little more close to the chest. He's, like, always throwing the qualifiers in. Like, every sentence just has a qualifier for what he said earlier in the sentence, and it's like, "That's fine. I get it." Like, I wouldn't wanna be managing this Red Sox roster. Are you kidding me? You have 6 outfielders.
It was a good
Yeah,
problem to have, and now it's just a problem that they
Like,
have.
I don't wanna talk to the media about that either. That's a really annoying problem. They're just like, "All right, they just got, like, a leg breaking room, and they're just gonna,
Yeah.
like, I'm honestly in favor of it at this point.
The problem is that there's no plan. It's constantly been, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And then everything ends up being reactionary. And they'll say like, oh yeah, well, this was the plan, is that it would figure itself out. Well, the plan was that they're basically saying there is no plan. The plan is hopefully something unexpected happens and then we have to react to it. That's been the
Exactly.
It is
plan.
a little tough that they've been completely correct about that. Like, you're
Right.
like, "Yeah, it's worked out kinda perfectly."
But
Like,
the only reason Meyer and Anthony are up is Bregman like tore
Injured.
his quad and a strained oblique for Willier. Those are the only reasons those
Yep.
two guys are in the major leagues. I mean, maybe Meyer would be up by now if Bregman was still playing, but it's been 3 weeks, so 2
It's
weeks.
crazy. It just, like, sometimes it really just does work out like that, and it's, like, frustrating that
Their worst nightmares coming true too because Moss is starting to get healthy.
yeah. And then that's just, like, also how like, it's really frustrating, but I'm also just like, yeah, that's how baseball is. Like, you are losing guys constantly for 10 days at a time, and that just never stops all season, and it's like, if you don't wanna trade these guys prematurely, you might as well. And, like, you're not, for some reason, not getting in trouble with what you're doing to Masataka Yoshida, like, have him, like, fully in the Red Sox clubhouse, like, on Wednesday, he was in there because he was in the video of Roman walking into the clubhouse, and I was like,
No, that was Monday.
"Oh my god."
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's been like, he's just like, hey, he's not in Worcester because he's not, like, on a rehab assignment, and he's, like, just, like, fine, but he's, like, around the team, and it's hilarious that they're not getting in trouble for what they're doing. I guess that would happen at the end of the year if it was gonna happen, but these
Well, they did say like
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm glad he's alive. I'm glad he's raking in batting practice, and he's supposed to be starting a rehab assignment by the end of July. And I just know that what else is at the end of July? Can someone tell me what's at the end of July?
My
The All-Star
birthday.
break.
Yes. What else?
Well, yeah, the
Certain
trade
date.
deadline.
Oh, the trade
Oh,
deadline.
wait, the trade deadline? The
And you
trade
know
de-
what's
wait.
and you know what also is just happening that's like, oh, interesting. Rafael Devers has a groin strain. If he goes on the injured list, guess who's going to suddenly be healthy?
Masataka Yoshida's
Like
gonna
this
be healthy?
shit, it just and if they're lying, they're lying. That's like really hilarious roster manipulation that like I just like can't even. I'm like, that's how you do it. That's how you get that's how you have a sneaky 45-man roster.
How many incentives are in Masa's contract where like every 3 weeks he's just like, yeah, my shoulder still hurts, and like that's like how they're getting away with it, because it's like, well, we're trusting the player. He says he's still hurt. Why would we have him playing? I mean, he has been eligible to come off the IL for
maybe
weeks
it's not
now,
in his.
so.
It could just not be in his contract. Could be in his translator's contract. To be fair,
That's true. Masa's not even saying he's still hurt. His interpreter's like, my shoulder hurts.
didn't they fire his translator this offseason?
Did they?
Like I'm pretty positive that they brought in a new translator this offseason. So if that's the case, I mean, maybe they were like, hey, we need someone who's a little more team friendly in these translations. Hey, Masa, how's your shoulder doing? It's probably fine. I could probably get back out there. And the guy translates it to, I'm still in pain every day. I really need more time to work through this. And so, I mean, maybe it's the translator. Who knows? Welcome back, Doink.
Hello. My internet went out. We're just
Third time's the charm.
having a great time.
Yeah, Doink, I have a bone to pick here with the Mets. Maybe you can answer this question.
Okay.
How did the Mets manage to win the game today without Pete Alonso getting a hit or Francisco Lindor getting a hit off of Mike Soroka, who's absolutely garbage?
Did you bet on that? So
I would definitely never place a 4-leg parlay that involved Juan Soto, James Wood, Francisco Lindor, and Pete Alonso getting a hit. I would never do that. But if I did, I would want explanations.
That's a tough one.
Separate Mets bone to pick.
What, Jeff McNeil hit a home run? That's what happened?
Yeah, get out of here with Jeff McNeil.
Why does Justin
Garza?
Why is
it gonna be Justin Garza?
Why is his average? I mean, again, this is 2 batters. His average fastball in that game was 97.9 miles an hour. That was 3 miles an hour faster than it was when he was with the Red Sox.
I told you, man, they have an actual pitching lab. It's crazy. I'm so jealous.
Thank God Bueller chose Boston over the Mets.
I need Craig Breslow to be getting a lot of dinners with David Stearns in the off season. Just, I don't know, forge a friendship, because that what they're doing over there is crazy.
I hope Kodai Senga's okay, because he left the game early today with a knee injury.
Yeah, I think he pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, and he's got like a 1 ERA, 1.5 or something.
He's
the most
super
earned
injury
runs.
prone.
And the Sox beat him up too, which is
he's
crazy.
like I was like me and Ryan Brady were like the biggest Senga guys ever when he was going into like that posting period, and we were so convinced he was going to be a Red Stocking. And I don't know if I'm glad that he isn't or not. I think I would like lean I'm glad he isn't, just because that's a lot of money tied up. That like he's hurt all the time. Like it's kind of brutal because he's so fragile.
Heim's 3 biggest signings would have been Senga, Yoshida, and Story too. That would have just been another contract people
would have been tough.
Which is like not even against Senga's ability.
No,
on the field. Like if he's great on the field, but people have been like, he's pitched 9 times in 3 years. So
I like him.
I love him.
He's great.
He's nasty. He's just like so breakable. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
he did, because he said that Pete Alonso was like very upset, thought that he injured Kodai Senga because he threw the ball really high and it looked like he landed on the bag weird, but I guess he told Pete Alonso, like, I felt my hamstring like strain the step before I got to the bag, so it wasn't your fault. And I'm like, oh, so you mean that you tore your hamstring running?
Or he's a LeBron tier liar and he's just a great teammate and doesn't want Pete Alonso to go 0 for his next 15 because he's heartbroken. He broke his A's.
Fair. Yeah, I don't think
it's probably the former.
Yeah.
He probably actually just heard it running.
Well, so that was Mets talk.
That was talking Mets with the Red Sox.
I love how we went from Roman Anthony's debuting to, hey, let's talk about Kodai Senga.
Yeah.
Roman's pretty sick.
He's pretty sick.
Obviously, first thing was that he changed his number, thank God, to number 19, which we also called on this podcast. It was an obvious call, but like we literally called that as soon as Sean Newcomb was DFA'd. We said we actually did a whole segment on what players would probably change their numbers. And I'm curious to know, because I don't think either of you guys were on that pod. We said that Roman was like the most obvious number 19 ever. I said sneaky Marcelo Meyer. He feels like a 13 to me. But you know who has number 13 right now?
Can't do 13. Cora.
Cora has 13 right now.
Cora's not giving it to Sella.
Nope.
He'll sooner let him face a lefty.
But I could also see, number 2, if Bregman doesn't come back, Marcelo Meyer taking number 2, or I don't know. There's a lot of options.
I think he's a sneaky number 5. It just sends Von Griffin to China.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does he have the right to that number right now? Because
I don't know. Does he? I mean, I don't know. I remember the only time I've ever remembered numbers going to like somebody on the team and then them losing their number was in 2005. David Wells and Edgar Renteria traded numbers mid-season.
That's
the only time I've ever remembered that. Like Wells was 16 and Renteria was 3, and no, it's the other way around. Wells was 3, which was insane. A guy that large was wearing a single-digit number, and Renteria was 16, and they switched. And then David Wells' ERA proceeded to be 16.
Wait, his high school number was 12. Marcelo's. I like that. 12 is sick.
12 is also vacated, yes?
12 is
12 is Connor Wong, no?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's a problem that won't be a problem for much longer. Marcelo can take 12 next year.
I don't know, Grandal retired, so... Unless we want, I would much rather watch Connor Wong than more Blake Sable. He can stick around if the alternative is recalling Sable. And I just refuse to acknowledge the existence of that other catcher in AAA.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm looking to see because I could have sworn that. Yeah,
I want Campbell. I want Campbell to change his number.
I remember.
We're gonna do more.
This was what I was saying. Sneaky was this was at the time that we were talking about this. Trevor's story was absolute garbage. I said that sneaky Marcelo Meyer. I was trying to remember who was it? He feels like a number 10, and I was like, obviously Trevor's story isn't going to be here forever. I feel like when he changes, he would be number 10. And then I was like, why does he just feel like a number 10? And then I looked it up and it's like, oh yeah, because his Twitter handle is Marcelo Meyer 10. So that was what it was. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, that's it. He's going to keep the 39 or whatever until that number he really wants frees up, I bet. Could definitely see it.
Another number that I felt like was going to be a number change was I thought Bayo was going to take 17, and that was somehow inexplicably given to David Hamilton instead. And Bayo is still 66.
I like 66 now. I'm like, if he's not going to be like, if he's going to be a number 3 starter, 66 is fine. You don't get an ace
number. Like Houck being 89, like I just associate that number with him. Yeah. He needs to be 89 until he retires.
What about Willier? Does he feel like a what is it, 47? Does he
40,
feel like that?
40,
48?
48.
52.
No, he's not 48.
Oh, he's
He's
52.
52.
Yeah,
He
does he feel
feels
like a
like
52?
a San Diego Padre.
No.
I don't know. That was just the first team that popped into my head. I think it's because I saw Cedon Rafaela Enjoyer post a fucking Fernando Tatis mock trade
I did see
today
that.
that had Willier in it, so that was fresh in the brain.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you're willing to trade Duran and Willier for Tatis, it's pretty tough to say no to that.
I think I would do it
I would do
I kind
that.
of would do that.
I would
I would-
absolutely do it.
without like just
Oh,
Bye.
that'd be so crazy.
without even thinking. I would say yes before Preller sobered up for sure. Without
Yeah,
question.
it's not like it potentially might not even be like an unfair trade, but it just like makes sense for both organizations because it's a win now move for both teams.
Yeah.
It's hey, let's consolidate our talent, and then hey, let's give you 2 starting outfielders, which right now the
All-star
San Diego
caliber.
Padres, yes, the San Diego Padres best left fielder is Jason Hayward with a -1 WAR.
I literally see delusional ass Padres fans on Twitter every single day talking about how they don't want Jarren Duran. I do not want to do business with AJ Preller. Like, straight up, Padres fans, I really don't like them. I've never liked them. I don't think they
Speak your
deserve.
truth.
They like do not deserve Willier. That would break my heart. That would
Oh
break
my
my heart so much to see Willier play in San Diego.
It's got to be a West Coast thing too, because like Mariners fans are just as
They're
like, stuck up
insane.
about players. Like they didn't want, and again, I mean, I guess they kind of were right in the in the short term about Tristan Casas, but I don't think as a patellar tendon would have exploded if he were in Seattle. But like they didn't want Duran either, and they were like, it's not worth Logan Gilbert to
They don't want to trade any of their pitchers.
It's like you guys missed
it's
the playoffs last year because you couldn't score runs. You know how to easily get someone to trade a good player? Trade him one of your starters, even
you
if
have
it was
3
Bryce Miller.
aces.
Even if it
3
was Bryce
aces.
Miller. Like, even if it was Bryce Miller, I think that the Red Sox would have thought long and hard about trading them Jarren Duran for Bryce Miller. And Mariners fans were like, absolutely not. And now Bryce Miller's like not good. Duran's obviously been worse than he was last year, but imagine like an outfield of Duran, J-Rod, and Randy. That's pretty freaking good.
Duran's been worse, but not like that much worse.
No, Duran's still been good. He's just not been 2024 Duran is I guess what I mean when I say worse. He's been better than Bryce Miller. Probably better pitcher than him this year too.
True.
Jeez, yeah, Durant's on pace for more triples this year than he had last year. It's really just his home runs that have slowed down a little bit. But I remember last season, I don't think he had 1 home run going into June. So he's actually technically on higher pace than he was last season. I don't know.
I think Durant will be fine. I think he'll settle around 4.5 WAR by the time the year's over.
Do we want to talk about the rumor that has been thrown around with Jarren Duran and the Braves?
I haven't.
There's a rumor about him going to the Braves.
Yeah, didn't you guys see this in the that Jarren Duran possible discussion of Chris Sale for Jarren Duran?
No.
Is that real? Did you get MLB Centelled?
No, this was leaked as a source from someone in our group chat last night. So I don't know if you guys want to go back and look.
I'm like, I
fell asleep. I fell asleep early last night. Was this after they traded for Jorge Alcala?
Yes.
I'm like dizzy.
It was like 11:01.
11:01. Give me a sec.
And then Brian posted something at 1 a.m. It was an article about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's
so silly.
Yeah. So this is the craziest.
Losing the Chris Sale trade twice is so peak Breslow, by the way.
No, see, like, because I mean, I know that none of this is based in actual facts or science, but I am of the personal belief system that like there is something like cosmically wrong with Chris Sale when he is in Massachusetts. Like, I just think he needs to not be on. I would love it if like the Chris Sale that was currently pitching for the Braves could just like come back and win another World Series. I just don't think it's possible.
I was prepared for his UCL to explode when he started at Fenway. I really was. Like, I genuinely was like, how? Like, I would have skipped his start if I were the Braves.
I carry a lot of Chris Sale trauma. Because I've talked about it many times. I was at the start when he broke his pinky. I was right. I was right there. Could see his finger hanging off the bone from my seats. Like PTSD. I'm just like, I wish, but like, why don't we go trade with someone else? Why don't we not trade with the Braids again? Because they fucked us the first time.
I went to 6 Brian Johnson / Hector Velasquez starts in 2018 because of Chris Sale injuries. Like I'm
Wow.
there with you with Chris Sale trauma, but not quite to that extent. I never watched him get hurt, but yeah, no, I'm with you there. If it happened, I would be elated. I don't want it to happen until it does happen, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not rooting for it, but if it happened, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
What if it involved
Sale.
what if we revisit the Chris Murphy conversation from this offseason and that's where this comes in?
What do you mean?
Like, what if they looped in Sale with Chris sorry, I said Chris Murphy.
Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Narvaez has been
in talks.
Is he like he's like still good technically? I just feel like my perception of the Braves right now is like everybody that's not named Chris Sale is dying.
And Ronald Acuna is revived.
And yeah, they both sucked the life for like you have like a finite amount of life source on your team, and Chris Sale and Ronald Acuna Jr. and a little bit of Spencer Strider are using all of it.
And Spencer Schwellenbach, although one of the 2 times we got to look at him, he gave a grand slam to Devers. So, but he's having a good year.
He definitely is.
It's crazy. The Braves are like the Red Sox of the NL East because it's like a lot of guys are individually having very good years, but they're not a good team.
Should I leak that little tidbit? Because I feel like
I think we
would. I think we kind of did already.
I think we did
already, but I wouldn't broach that topic further than we already have.
Interesting. So any of our listeners get a little exclusive sneak peek on there. I'll have to follow up with our source and
the Braves are
see what they feel
out
about.
Of first.
Yeah, they're bad. They're like 10 games under.
Yeah, they started like what 0-7, and then they hit 500 like 3 weeks later, and I'm like, they're about to take off, and nope.
Yeah.
Nope. They nosedived again. Welcome back to Boston, Chris Sale.
It's real tough. Yeah, where is Chris Sale actually going to get traded at the deadline, though?
Ooh, that's a good Cubs.
Ooh.
I could say that.
Shaw.
I wonder if because he's on that like extension, but it's cheap, right?
Relatively, yeah. As far as like someone of his caliber, but
I wonder if the Mets would trade for him.
Would the Braves trade him within the division?
If they're 10 games out of it and they can get like Brandon Sproat.
Counter another team. I'm just sticking with the National League to rid myself of this Red Sox delusion. The Giants. They're only a game behind the Dodgers right now.
The Giants are going to have to buy because I don't see how they're going to have to really I don't know what they're going to use to buy, but they're going to have to do it because they're fucked.
Speaking of
Buster Posey's first.
Adonis has sucked for them. Like he has not been good. And
I think like everybody called that too. Everyone was like, that's going to be tough.
I can't really hate on him though. He went out and picked up clubhouse game changer Dom Smith.
He hit a bomb today. Yeah,
he did.
Oh yeah, he did. And then they blew it to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Orlando Arcia walk off.
Is that allowed?
Dude, I watched that 9th inning. Their closer threw 44 pitches. Got to 0-2 on Orlando Arcia. Now, this is Orlando Arcia in the year of our Lord 2025. By the way, at some point, I'm sure we're going to talk about the Red Sox.
Red Sox lose 10-8.
Orlando Arcia, the Braves shortstop?
Yeah, now he's on the Rockies. I didn't know that until I watched him hit a walk-off today. He had him 0-2. This dude swings about as frequently as Rafaela and Javi Baez. And he somehow worked it back to 3-2 and then hit a little fluke, little duck fart into left field for a 2-run single to walk it off. So that's how the Giants lose 8-7 today. So there you go.
Wow.
This has been your Giants hour.
Yeah.
And Rockies.
And Rockies.
Yeah, Giants Rocky. This is the
That
this is the NL West. Do we have anything on the Dodgers while we're here?
No.
We might as well
They
just hit
lead the
whole
NL West by a game and a half.
Oh, Kike pitching in the 6th inning. That is some of the most like disrespect. Like genuinely, that made me upset. Like I was like, that's not cute. That's fucking rude. I was like, I didn't even know that was allowed. I didn't even know you could bring a position player in when it's 9-0 in the 6th inning. I was like, how is this? I was like, I thought it was 10 runs.
It's
I thought
8.
it was
It's
inning
8
or
after
something.
6. I think you can bring in
like just because
split.
you can. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That pissed me off so much.
How long
Not
did he
to
pitch for?
actually talk about the
He
Dodgers.
pitched 2 1/3. He only allowed 1 run.
It's fucked. It's so
See?
fun. I was like, that's actually like people say that the Dodgers are bad for baseball, and like whenever they say that, they're wrong. In this instance, that was bad for baseball. Hate that shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, take your beating like men. Like, why are you
Yeah.
bringing in a utility man to pitch in the 6th inning? If it was the 8th, whatever. Last ups for the Padres, they faced a position player. It's the 6th. And you're the Dodgers. That lineup is loaded. You're telling me they couldn't have scored, like, they score 4
I
runs.
see
It's a
them
game
put
again.
up. I see them put up 9 runs across 2 innings all the time. All the time.
Marcelo Meyer's pretty sick.
Yeah, he's cool. That about covers the first game of this series.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
first game of the series.
Also, fuck
Bale
Junior
was
Valentine.
good.
Now we cover the first game.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, funny story about the first game of the series. It was the top of the 9th inning, and we were down by a run. I have a confession to make. I pulled a Dennis Drinkwater, and I left the game early. I turned it off.
Watching him, I like because my friend was at the game, and I texted him. I was like, "LOL, Drinkwater just left," and then like 2 minutes later, I was like, "Oh, he's back."
Yeah. He literally gave up. He left, saw that they scored and tied the game or whatever, and he's like, "Nah, I'm back."
Should have trusted his gut. Gotta trust your gut, Drinkwater.
I just knew in my gut that they were going to lose that game, and I said, "You know what? I'm protecting my peace, and I'm going to bed." So I turned it off, and sure enough, they did lose. And you know what? I saved myself from having to watch them struggle to try and score runs in 3 extra innings, and so I saved myself about 45 minutes of sleep that night. And yeah.
I will say it's
Imagine
fuck
my
Junior
surprise.
Valentine, but he did save the Red Sox from assuredly another 1-run loss because there's no way they would have scored another run after Romy walked.
No.
Sadon first pitch hack after a walk is a guaranteed out. Guaranteed out. It might have been 2. So we were saved from a 1-run loss.
Yeah, thank goodness. Bayo pitched pretty good in that game. I was happy with him and his effort. Was that the game where Bernardino like slammed his glove in the dugout and like the clip went viral?
And
Yeah.
David Hamilton let out a weird little smirk, and people lost their mind.
I certainly
On the
would have done the
guy
same
who
thing.
I thought that
didn't
was
throw his
funny.
glove.
I thought it was funny. I was laughing with you, Dave.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
come on.
I respect, like, if I saw someone like that blowing up, I'd be like, oh man,
Like
just,
that's the face you make when your coworker is acting crazy. You're like, and like no one else saw it. Who cares?
Yeah, everyone saw it, but
Well, no one else on the team saw it, which was impressive.
they probably have now.
They probably have now.
What would David Hamilton's OPS have to be for that to be an allowed reaction? I just don't get like why he had to stop being a human being that reacts naturally to things because his OPS is 516. Like, who cares?
Also, Bernie is like one of the most, like, they love him, and I'm sure that like he saw the clip if he goes on the internet at all, and I'm sure he laughed about it because like if you're a grown man like that who is going to behave like that at work, you also have to be able to like come back to work the next day and acknowledge what you did. Like that's just part of it. And I'm sure it's fine.
Like
Like
a 33-year-old man that threw a
getting
tantrum at
upset
work.
about that is crazy.
I mean, this man used to drive Uber. Imagine he gets a 3-star review and he
always
just goes
forget
home
about
and he's
that.
like, could have done better.
Throws his driver's license at the wall.
Slams his
1,000
car
miles an hour.
keys.
Man. Chucks maybe a water bottle.
Yeah.
Screams fuck at the top of his lungs. We've all
Box
been
of
there.
Kleenex. Takes the Kleenex out of the back seat that he has in there for, to try to make people feel more comfortable, and he just hucks it out the window.
Maybe a hand sanitizer or something.
Yeah.
I love you, Bernie. I love you. I don't hold any ill will to people who like lose their mind unless they get hurt like Carson Smith did. I like
Just don't punch with your dominant hand. Like
Yeah.
that's
True.
it. That's the only rule.
I wish we had Rapsodo on the velo of that glove throw, because that had to have been harder than any fastball he's ever thrown in his major league career. That thing was humming out of his hand.
Yeah, 'cause he threw it straight down, so you get all that good like torque.
Gronk would have
With
been
all of literally
proud.
with all of his like intensity that he throws with, I'm actually shocked that he doesn't throw harder. Like he gives off the vibes of someone who could like pump 98.
And he just doesn't.
No, he throws like 93.
It gives Ichiro could hit 30 home runs if he wanted to vibes. Like, yeah, Bernie could throw 98 if he really wanted to. It's like, well, then why the fuck doesn't he? You know? Right? He's just
That's
preserving his
absolutely-
UCL so he can pitch every single day in the month of May.
I mean, I don't think he pitched again the rest of the series after that. So I think they're giving him
Thank
a little
God.
bit of a breather.
Thank God.
Yeah. Can we just talk about the fact that the Red Sox starters all went 6 innings? How insane is that? Like, let's give them a round of applause. They deserve that.
Crazy to witness from that group, because especially from those three.
Right.
Like not just getting like 6 in a row, but like I did not feel good about Lucas Giolito ball thrower, or like I did not feel good about Walker Buehler. Bayo, I don't know. I guess I always feel like I feel like I always go into Bayo starts feeling a little better than I should.
Because you're always expecting that start to be the one that like
exactly.
That he's like baby Pedro. It just never happens. It's like I have somehow tricked my body into like expecting dog shit out of him. So that's why I've been like relatively impressed most of the time he's pitched. Other than Atlanta, that was inexcusably terrible. But in this game, I thought he pitched really well, which is nice. And it's 2 starts in a row. He's pitched at least 6, which is huge. Because if you're not going to be baby Pedro, the least you could do is be baby Nick Pivetta. Like, give me 6 innings. Get the fuck out of there. Like,
it's great.
You know, CRA's awesome. in the 3.9 range. I think I'm cool with that. And I think like his under the hood metrics suck, and that's because he doesn't strike guys out. But entering the Brave start, his ERA was 2.33, and since it's like 3.8, I'll take it. Everyone has a start where they're the fire hydrant, you know, and that was his start, the Brave start. So
yeah, I mean, we'll take that out any day, but his velocity was up, which I think lends to where he was able to show, I don't know, that he made some tweaks maybe to like get things back under control. It's what we needed. And then on top of that, like not only that, but I think it was 80, what was it, crazy percentage? It's like 70% fastballs or something like that, or I can't remember the exact percentage, but he definitely dominated with his fastball, which you also noticed Walker Buehler do on Wednesday. So I almost wonder if that was like kind of a scouting thing against the Rays, that they struggle against fastballs, because it was dramatically different than how he approached his last start.
Yeah, I mean, the 4-seam usage was 18% sinker. It was 51% fastball. Well, I guess 55% if you want to count his cutter. which is nice. I mean, I feel like people need to adjust their expectations and stop being disappointed when he doesn't get a ton of whiffs. It's just not who he is.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, he only had 6 whiffs. Who gives a shit? He's a sinker baller. Like, I don't
we've all
want him
been
getting
watching
whiffs.
this. Yeah.
I want him to pitch like before Tommy John surgery, Sandy Alcantara. If he gets 8 strikeouts, great. If he finishes with 4, get me 8 to 10 ground ball outs. Stop being upset that he gets 6 whiffs. I don't care. Get me 6 innings. That's all I care about.
Yeah, he was cruising, and like we needed it badly. Best part about the start they talked about on the broadcast last night was that it was the first Red Sox win with only 3 pitchers being used since like I think there was a crochet start like way back at the beginning of frickin' May or something like that where they used 3 pitchers.
Well, there was that
And
start where oh yeah, you said since. Never mind. Go ahead.
yep. And I think there's 3 total starts on the season. So only 3 times that they've won a game with 3 pitchers. So that was great to see. Obviously, Greg Weissert came in, didn't strike anybody out, but closed it down. First save of the season for him, but his second save of his career. So he's off the 1 save club.
Damn.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that about Greg Weissert. He's
Pretty
a dog.
sick. It's pretty sick that I like love Greg Weissert. That's cool.
I know we're kind of jumping around here, but him hitting Matt Theis with the fuck out of here, bitch, after striking him out was, oh my God, it made me feel things. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
it was
man,
sick.
you are in no position to be yelling that, but I love it. Love it.
So sick.
I think that we have a real discussion though, like because we went back to talking about like what do we do when Massa is healthy? What do we do when Bregman, eventually gets healthy? Abraham Toro continued to just rake in this series. He's hitting 330 with a 928 OPS. Like
He's a guy.
this man is incredible. I'll be honest with you, my nickname, the Bullfighter, is not seeming to be as catchy as Honest Abe. So
Ooh.
I think I might have to change camps a little bit on this. I know I've been seeing a lot of people on the Honest Abe bandwagon. So I don't know. I got some good feedback. People saying they like the Bullfighter, but just kind of feels like Honest Abe might be the way to go. What do you guys think? Should we keep trying to push multiple nicknames, or should we just all hop on board the same nickname? Like, what's more powerful?
Ooh, that's tough. Well, because
I don't know.
he's also getting called just like Toro the Bull. So like you're kind of competing with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're kind of like, is he the Bullfighter? Is he the Bull? He could be both.
Are we about to get a Red Sox Twitter poll like we got with the Celtics when Jason Tatum was fighting for a nickname? They're like, we got to come up with a nickname for Abraham Toro. So congrats, Abraham Toro. You've been here for 25 games and you are officially Jason Tatum. So
we'll
start calling him Player A.
Yeah, I think we might need to put that poll out there. Pesky report account.
I'll let it ride.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, he can't be sent down. I'm like I remember thinking that he was just DFA candidate all season long. I was like, oh yeah, when Romy's back, Toro's gone, Sogart's staying up here, and now it's like, thank God that they still have him on this team because he is great right now. He's better than Dom Smith ever was. He's better than Tristan Casas has been for the last 2 seasons. I hate to say it, but you can't really dispute that. He's putting up numbers, maybe slightly less power numbers, but OPS wise and average wise, better numbers than Casas put up in any point during that stretch of time in 2023. Can't really complain. First base and third base potential there.
His last 90 plate appearances, he has a 174 WRC plus. He is slugging .624 since May 9th with 5 home runs, 8 doubles, and 12 runs batted in.
That's crazy.
Abraham Toro, man.
That's the Bullfighter right there.
He's got multiple hits in 5 of his last 7 games. What the fuck?
That's so nuts.
Yeah, and they have him starting over this bum Anthony who's only batting .083
Oh my
with a
god.
321 OPS. This
I
guy's a
like
bum.
I saw a screenshot of his like MLB player card this morning and I was like, if you are screenshotting this right now, I'm like, just have some shame. Like, have some shame. I think it was also a Yankees fan too, and I'm like, that's
Shocking.
really bold to do when you're about to come into his house on the weekend.
He's not going to play, though.
He's not going to play. Well, he's not going to play against the starters.
Yeah, good point.
True.
And
God,
I bet if they're going to
bullpen
face
kinda
three
stinky
lefties
right
in a
now.
row, I bet you they'll face.
bless
They'll
you.
get him in there
What?
one time. Oh my gosh!
Jesus.
Bless you. Also,
I
are
tried
you
so hard to
okay?
get that takeout, and it just didn't happen. Oh man! What I was going to say was that I think he plays at least one of those games as a starter.
Let it be Saturday. I will be there.
Okay, it's not going to be Saturday, so at least that narrows it down to Friday or Sunday.
Probably.
Is it three lefties?
Yep.
Yeah,
Ew.
and two of them are really good, and one of them sucks, which means that the two that
Who,
are really
Max
good we
Fried?
will score a lot off of, and one of them really sucks, which is Ryan Yarbrough. We will definitely get carved up by him.
The
They
Red
should
Sox
start him against Yarbrough.
kill.
Start him against Yarbrough because like that dude throws slop.
The
Like,
Red Sox kill Ryan Yarbrough. His ERA against them is
That's
like
true.
8 historically. I remember
He w-
I will never picture Ryan Yarbrough being good because every time I watch him, I picture Michael Chavis hitting 2 home runs off of him. Like 2020 Michael Chavis hitting 2 home runs off of him.
hey, that's prime ice horse.
the last weekday show, we predicted that he was going to carve us up on the last weekday show, and then he ended up like the first time through the order. I remember he just absolutely was looking like he was Dyson, and I was like, okay, yep, it's coming true. And then we ended up taking him to the pound house after that, but
Pound house?
I don't know.
The pound house.
I
I
thought you
don't
were going
know.
to say woodshed,
Pound town. You could still
Pound Town, the
Pound
Pound
House.
House. What the fuck goes on at the Pound House?
You don't want to know.
That's what Lucas Giolito is promising Marcelo Meyer if he hits 20 home runs.
Oh man.
Little
Oh
trip
wait,
to
yeah.
the
What's
pound
that
house.
about? I feel like I saw that, but I missed what he promised him.
He didn't
car?
say. He just said that.
Oh, it's just like a prize. It's just a secret prize. I thought I was
Yeah.
missing information.
Kissing him after home runs and then giving him a surprise at 20.
I love it.
Yeah. I posted. I was like, we're all thinking the same thing, right? Like, what's going to
Giolito
happen
was
at
like
20 home
he
runs?
was never not gonna be like the gayest player on the Red Sox. Like that was never not gonna happen.
The Red Sox are super horny too, so I would not be surprised if there's something odd happening.
Their inside jokes are crazy because like the pitchers on the rail after anything happens in the game, I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I've seen them doing the like Doctor Strange, like opening a portal.
Like
too.
yeah, they have like new
David
stuff
Hamilton
now.
will be doing like Spider-Man over there. Like I think they pick like
Just,
a different
they just do
movies.
whatever.
Yeah,
They are so horny. I love it,
It's
honestly.
awesome.
Like hell yeah.
very funny. I also loved watching Roman Anthony try to like follow along, and like guys are on the base pass like doing this, and he's in the dugout doing this, and I'm like, no, brother, no, you got it wrong. You don't do this in the dugout back to him.
No,
Like
no, in the
that's
dugout, you do the horny stuff. You start like doing this,
You
start
honk the
milking
boot.
the
Yeah,
cow.
it's like you just
in his defense, he's not old enough to have seen any adult content yet, so you
That's
know
true,
he
he
may
is-
be unaware.
he's only 17.
Yeah,
Born in 2004, like that made me feel old.
We don't have to talk about it. We do not have to talk about it.
Can you
I
also
like to just watch the game and I'm like, that's my friend Marcelo Meyer, who is similar to me in age.
well,
Very-
can we also just talk about the fact that the lineup they posted was like the weirdest lineup from 04 they could have posted. Like that was the day he was born, but it was like the most random
it was sick.
2004 lineup.
Some
that-
guys in there.
Bellhorn
Yeah.
hitting second, playing third with Cesar Crespo at second base. I fucking love it. I don't remember who started that day. I'm gonna check.
I don't remember who
That-
started, but they had like freaking in right field was Kevin Millar. Like
Because
Pokey
Kevin
Reese
Millar
wasn't
played right
playing
field, so
shortstop.
Devers should play first.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Give me 1 sec. I will find out who started that day. I hope it was Wakefield because that'd be really cool. It was Schilling. That's less cool.
That's much less cool.
Schilling got the
It makes-
loss though, so
It does make sense that they lost that game. That lineup was poo poo.
they
Why
lost
was
12
Ortiz
to
not
6.
starting?
They got smoked that game.
Ortiz was not in that lineup, correct?
No, it was May 13th. Ortiz was in it. He went 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. He actually homered in the game.
Okay.
Mark
Take it
Bellhorn
back.
actually also had 2 hits.
Was Manny in that lineup?
Manny was in that lineup. Cesar Crespo went 2 for 4 on the day Roman Anthony was born. So I don't know, that was probably his last 2 hits in the bigs. Bill Miller
Yeah.
pinch hit, had a single. How the hell did they lose? Frank Catalanato went 4 for 5 for the Jays with 3
What a guy.
doubles.
3
That's
doubles in a
stupid.
game.
He had
Yikes.
2 off Schilling and 1 off Scott Williams. Anyway, we don't need to talk about this anymore. I don't.
I love
This
it.
has been your May 13th, 2004 Red Sox hour.
Yeah, that's the new segment there. Keep switching around. That's our 2004 Red Sox segment.
Good year.
We,
That was not a good day.
No. Anything? I'm just trying to think of like, were there any other moments that stood out? Trevor Story continued to look decent in the series.
Dare I say, he's alive?
He's alive. He does,
I mean-
come alive for short periods of time, but
The thing for me was that jump throw last night. I'm like, oh, he's kind of feeling it a little bit.
Yeah.
he's feeling it.
He's totally going like 1 for 13 in this series, but he's feeling it right.
I
Right.
couldn't help but think about Kike Hernandez trying that same exact throw at shortstop and just airmailing it to section 10. Like, legit was PTSD from him trying to be a star at shortstop. That was crazy. That was like the wildest moment of 2022 when they said, yes, Kike Hernandez will be our shortstop.
They were crazy for that. They really were.
They didn't want that to
was
be the case.
insane.
Adalberto Mondesi decided he didn't exist anymore. That's not their fault. They somehow won a trade in which a guy they traded for never played for them because Josh Taylor had like -1 WAR for the Royals, and Adalberto Mondesi just didn't exist. So
Was it a
they won
1-for-1
that
or was
trade.
there 2 people in that trade?
I think it was
I feel like we got someone
1-for-1.
else back. Yeah, you could be right.
I think it was
That sounds
1-for-1.
about right.
They made 2 trades with the Royals because that's where they sent Benintendi. But that was 2 years prior. Meyer hit 2 bombs. That was fun.
That was very fun.
Okay, we
He
did get somebody
loves
else.
that little corner. That's just like, that was sick.
Yeah, it was. We got Alberto Mondesi and a player to be named later.
Nice.
Did that
What's
player
his
ever
name?
get named? Did we ever name that player? Was it Roman Anthony?
Name that player.
It looks
okay.
like the player to be named later was third baseman Angel Pierre.
Not a guy.
Not
Never heard of
real.
him.
This person
Never
does
heard
not
of him.
exist.com.
Yeah,
We got
I
2
would have
guys in that
preferred
trade that
cash.
don't exist.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do we have proof of life on Adalberto Mondesi, by the way? Like, I don't think he's ever appeared. Like, ever.
He did show up in the spring training facility during 2022 at one point. There was pictures of him and he was wearing Red Sox practice gear, and that was it.
That should be our 500th episode. I will find Adalberto Mondesi and get him on for episode 500.
Okay.
Could you imagine? Like, that's his actual introduction to Red Sox Nation. It's like, we just fucking found this dude that was on the Red Sox allegedly a few years ago.
He can tell us about his experience rehabbing.
Twitter? Does he have a Twitter? Be like, yo, what happened to you? Like, you just were a fun player, and then I just thought you died. Just never played again. He does not have a Twitter.
No.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Does
I
he have a
mean,
Facebook?
maybe he has a burner. I don't know.
Oh wait, he does. Raul, he hasn't tweeted since when? 2016, 2015, when he was still Raul Mondesi Jr. So fitting. He just doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's awesome. I there's literally no. I'm looking up like 2025 information on him, and there's nothing. So everything is Red Sox related. That's recent for him. Crazy. And that was your 2012 Alberto Mondesi section. Okay.
Marcelo Meyer, he's cool.
We've talked
Marcelo
about
Meyer's
everything
cool.
but the series.
We got it, sprinkled it.
It's fine.
They
It's
won.
fine.
It's fun. I love when
Can we just talk about the fact that this is known? I knew this, but I forgot about it. Roman Anthony's brother is named Anthony,
yes.
and his father's name is Anthony, and his grandfather's name is also Anthony. Like, how amazing is
I like
that?
that they call his brother Tony.
Oh yeah.
Like they call it like he's Tony Anthony, which is even funnier than Anthony to me. Like
I mean,
Tony Anthony, because it's like you could be just Tony.
Tony sounds Tony. Gotta say it
Like
like that.
I'm calling him
It
Tony.
sounds like a pasta dish.
I'm like I want to call Roman Romy Tommy.
Romy
Or
Tony.
like Rome. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's
Rome Anthony.
Rome Anthony. Like it's Tony is good. It's a good name. You're gonna
I
go
like
far
it.
with that name.
Yeah. Cool to see his family there. Marcelo Meyer, obviously friends with them, very close because they all were just obviously a super tight like band of brothers over there. Pretty. I mean, do you want to talk about Doink the
Talk
social
about the
media?
internet and how the internet sucks. It's like the worst place ever. And like women can't just like exist in the world without being just the way that Roman Anthony's sister was treated as if she were a piece of meat was like stuff that made me feel like I was like on the internet. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the 1960s right now. Like listening to the way the internet is talking about her. Barstool Hubs writing like a article about how hot she is. I'm like, I thought
Mhm.
Barstool like left this kind of stuff far in the past because we all agreed it is like so beyond depraved to talk about women this way, like when they're just trying to like be at their brother's major league debut. And it was just really upsetting. And then I thought it was over. And then you go online today and there's radio clips being uploaded because she was on the Greg Hill show. She was on the Greg Hill show and they were being so weird to her. And it's just like, it sucks because you have people who are defending it. They're like, well, she went on the show. And it's like, well, we have no idea what the pretext was for her agreeing to go on this show. Like, we do not like know what they said to her. We do not know what they said they were going to talk about. I would probably bet money that they didn't like tell her that they were going to ask her about how many Instagram DMs she's getting and like ask her if she's single. Like this is like she's older than Roman. I think I don't know how old she is. She just graduated from college, so she's probably like 22, but she's like older than him, so I know that. But like how old is Greg Hill? You like
In his 60s, probably.
I think he was it is so mind-bogglingly gross. It just made me so sad. And I was just like, I'm sure she's like taking this all in stride and she's being a good sport about it. She's getting a lot of Instagram followers or whatever, but like it's hard not to just be like, oh my God, that still makes me like just feel some type of way, just like seeing the way people talk about her and people talk about women. It sucks. And I was just like, I feel unfortunate that this girl is now opened up to like a very unique media market that she might not have
Well-
known that she was signing up to be in just by like not even
Existing.
signing up. She didn't sign up for anything. She's just Roman Anthony's sister. Like and I really hope that they're just not seeing any of it, because if I was Roman Anthony, I would be pretty fucking pissed that like the entire
yeah.
internet is talking about how hot my sister is and like also picking apart her looks in negative ways. Like we're not just talking about how hot she is, we are also like the worst of these people online are not being nice to her. And it's like welcome to Boston, kid. Like this is what our fucking radio does. Like we have your sister on and we ask her weird questions, and like the cover photo they used like for the tweet to put the clip out of her on Twitter, where it's like they just grabbed like it's a great photo. She looks great, but it's like interesting that that's the photo you picked. I see why you picked it. Like it's just like you could have used a photo of her like at the game. I don't know. Like in Red
Like
Sox.
the photo that went viral, the
Yeah.
one that has, millions of views that went viral for her, like, yeah. And you just know that, like, the sad thing too is that not only is this happening with the local market, but imagine what the, bleacher creatures in Yankee Stadium are going to be yelling at him now that he's there.
Yeah.
Right?
It just
It's
And
doesn't
like
make
the
any
things that they're going to
sense.
say.
Like,
heart
why
goes out
can't we
to the
just be
Anthony family.
day zero of people being normal online? It just
Yeah,
doesn't
no
make
one's
make
normal.
any sense. And like it feels, I don't know, because I've never been a part of a radio station, period. So I don't know how like lines of questions are like portrayed before somebody goes on. Like, does everybody have a list of questions and it's like we'll just pick your whatever? Because I still want to give Courtney Cox the benefit of the doubt that she just asked that question to make sure no male on the show asked it, because it's as creepy
Right.
as a question it
Yeah.
is, much creepier coming from one of the dudes on the show,
Yeah.
especially Chris Curtis, for example. I
Yeah.
just want to throw him out there. By the way, Greg Hill's 58. I checked that. These are grown-ass men acting like children, like they've never seen an attractive woman before, or a woman in general. It just doesn't make any sense to me why people can't just be normal.
It's like talk about anything else. Like
Yeah.
it talk about anything else. Like you just don't need to have like, regardless of like why you're asking her on the show, like if you were planning on asking her these weird questions, or if you weren't, like why you're asking her on the show. And like that implicit like action cannot be removed even if you said nothing weird. Like what you're doing there.
Mhm.
Like they're not stupid.
And
It's
neither local network is innocent here, because 98.5 The Sports Hub posted an article about, Roman Anthony debuted, sister stole the show. And like, I don't know. I didn't read the article, so I don't know what exactly was in that. And if it was, I don't know. But that's a weird thing to write. Having
Yeah.
her on the radio alone is weird. Asking her about Instagram and if she's single is super unprofessional.
Yeah.
Regardless of the level of creepiness that it is. And again, with Hubs, he put like 6 of her Instagram posts
So
in his
weird. Like
story.
she's
And
getting
I
a lot of
know,
followers from that. Like
yeah, and like he led off one of her posts with "You're welcome," and it's like, why you gotta be such a fucking
no,
weirdo,
because that
dude? Like,
adds the like, ugh,
it
because
just
it reads like a permission to like
get
be
even
like just
weirder
be
about it.
gross and be weird. All love to Leah Anthony. I really
Mhm.
hope you are fine with all of this. I hope you enjoy your Instagram followers. I really hope no one is insane. Or more insane than they already are about this.
You know what, Jordan? Book
Ridiculous.
Leah Anthony. 500th episode.
No, not even, not
Out of respect for Leah Anthony, no.
not going to go
We'll have
there.
her. We'll have her on and have a very respectful conversation and say this is how Boston media deserves to treat you.
We could talk
So,
about like our favorite movies. I guess.
We could talk
Yep.
about her brother maybe making his MLB debut, what that experience was like.
I want to ask
No,
her.
out of
Is it
respect for her.
I just want to know: is it confusing to be living in a household where if someone says Anthony, 3 people could turn their heads, and like that's what I want to know. And then like, what if she really is like wanting, to like be mad at her brother? Like, does she call him Anthony or does she still call him Tony? Like, these are the questions that I want to know.
Also, has the thought of Anthony ever crossed her mind? Like, wow, your name's Roman, but like I could make it Anthony to like just further that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. Doink may be back in time to get our closing thoughts here. Don't really have anything else on to say about this series that just transpired other than the big 3 are up for now. We'll enjoy it while they're here. Red Sox have a better winning percentage with Roman Anthony on the team than they did without him on the team. 666 winning percentage. So we'll take that. We'll take that. If they keep that up over the rest of the season, they are definitely primed to take the division back from the Yankees. So it's possible, folks. It is possible. And a nice little 3-game sweep this weekend would get us back within 12 games of first place. Okay. We could take that. We could take that.
I don't know. I feel like, you gotta, I think I said this last time. It's like you have to keep saying it until it's true, or else there's no point in watching a 162 game season. But it feels different now with like all 3 of them up. I can actually say it for real because it really does feel different. They injected palpable life into this team, the 3 of them being together. Like Roman being up now means that Marcelo is like a good hitter all of a sudden, and he has 2 home run games. Like that's nothing.
True.
And it really does feel like a now we go moment. I'm like, this weekend kind of is going to show you if it's a now we go or if it's now we keep playing 500 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to further your point, Doink, right around the time Meyer got called up is when Campbell started showing signs of life as well. So it's like, I'm not
they
saying
need each other.
Christian Campbell hasn't been crazy by any stretch, but he's been a lot better. The quality of contact's been a lot better. And Trevor Story has shown life since these guys have come up too. Just saying he needed.
True.
It does become interesting. I mean, Bregman also starting his running progression, I feel like has probably also sparked them a little bit. They're like, oh, maybe he's closer to coming back than we initially thought when he got hurt. There's going to be some interesting conversations coming up in the next couple of weeks as in regards to who goes down, who loses their job altogether. It does. I'm with you, Doink. It feels like it feels different now that these guys are here. And if they can kind of ride this wave with the starting pitching, like we didn't even mention how great Walker Buehler was, by the way, in game 3 of the series. He was awesome.
True.
And it was, I know he said better starts this season, but last night was my favorite performance of his because it was like, it just wasn't easy. Like he had that great start against the White Sox and a great start against the Blue Jays. I'm not a believer in the Blue Jays being a good team.
No.
And the White Sox obviously are terrible. He struggled a little bit early, found his footing in the middle innings, and then started to lose it, but then emptied the tank to make sure he got through 7. Gigantic performance out of him. That's a professional. Like we talk about professional at bats from guys like Bregman and, Devers and even Story now that he's not a pumpkin anymore. That was a professional start. And also Giolito, professional start in game 2 of the series. Now we can guarantee he's going to suck his next time out because that's what Giolito does. But if they can ride this wave of good starting pitching, and it starts with Crochet, fantastic way to kick off a weekend series with the Yankees, a Crochet start, set the tone, get that first game in your favor. And put yourself in the driver's seat to win this series too. I mean, it's early enough where if you just keep winning series, you'll be there in the end. You don't have to. I mean, it'd be nice to have a 10-game winning streak, but you don't have to have it now. We keep winning series, get yourself to like 3 or 4 games above 500 at the All-Star break, and then the second half explode. Whereas in the years past, you've completely fallen off a cliff. So just keep winning series at this point. I feel good about where they're at, especially now that the big three is up. And it seems like Bregman isn't as far away as we thought when he got hurt, which is huge because those three with Bregman and Devers, like, and Duran, those are 6 legitimately good hitters. And Carlos Narvaez is kind of a good hitter. So
my all-star catcher. He would be starting the all-star game if Cal Raleigh wasn't insane.
Cal Raleigh. If the big dumper wasn't insane, yeah.
So good. I mean, I think 2 out of 3 is realistic. I mean, if you take 2 out of 3 in 4 straight series, you're looking at winning 8 out of 12. And if you're winning 8 out of 12, you're in a really good spot. Like, you don't have to sweep. You don't even have to win them consecutively. Like, just 2 games, lose a game. 2 games, lose a game, and you are fine. Like,
the Yankees are really bad on Saturdays. They're like 4-6. So looks good for your Saturday, Jordan.
Ooh,
I'm noticing that.
But also, I'm carrying a 1-5 record.
They can't make it 2-5 unless they win.
Unless they go, yeah. Every single gambler quits. Every single gambler quits right before they win big.
Exactly.
That's true. We also should probably close with just how ridiculous this Hunter Dobbins story has become over the weekend. I know that you guys didn't even really get a chance to talk about it a ton because you recorded before Sunday Night Baseball. But like Hunter Dobbins saying there's no team that I this is going to be an hour and a half episode. I just feel like it's going to be at this point. Hunter Dobbins saying I would retire before I play for the Yankees because I grew up a Yankees hater. My dad was drafted by them and traded away by them, and he knew Andy Pettitte and all this stuff. And then he puts this out. Jazz Chisholm puts out a tweet saying there's going to be some free smoke tonight at 7:00, and then commits a throwing error on national TV while talking about it, and then like proceeds to go 0-3 in that game. The Yankees lose. Hilarious.
I don't understand how it didn't die. Like, he won the game.
That's where it should have ended.
How did it not die? And it's like, then you're like, okay, well, it's because the New York media picked it back up because they are like so sensitive to where, they would have ran a bunch of stories about it. I honestly think it would have died faster if they had like beat up on him. Like, they probably would have like ran their good back page that would have been like, Dobbins is not a free elf or whatever it says on the, like, I don't know what the back page would be. That's the best I got off the top of my head. But like, I feel like it would have died faster if he had lost the game. And the fact that the story has made it through an entire turn in the rotation so that they can have it be a story still. He starts on Saturday, right?
Yep. He does, yeah. So it's exact
like
same matchups again for Crochet.
Just gotta get one more day out of this bullshit. They're gonna ask Jazz about it probably when he comes. Or is he gonna play? Whatever. That's nice though. If Jazz is hurt, that means he can't hit a home run off Dobbins, and I like that. Not like he would, but the possibility is eliminated. I don't know. It would be so fun if he just shut them down. And you don't even need to shut them down. Just get the win. Because that's like where the bar was.
What he did on Sunday.
Let up like one really funny home run to Aaron Judge so that like all the Yankees fans like get all like, "Oh, we told you." And it's kind of just like, well, no, because just Aaron Judge.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing is like, was Hunter Dobbins great on Sunday Night Baseball? No, but he gave up a walk and then a home run to start the game.
Yeah.
And then he went 5 innings of 1-run ball and gave up a short porch home run to DJ LeMahieu. Like, and got the win.
And
somehow it's like, he was horrible. It's like, was he great? No. Was he good? He was fine. He
got the win. I don't give a fuck.
He got the win. He got the win on Sunday Night Baseball in Yankee Stadium, and now he's getting another national TV game on Saturday because Fox is picking up that game, and now he's at home, and I want to go to that game more than the Crochet start because I want to be fucking nuts in the crowd for Hunter Dobbins.
Maybe Hunter Dobbins is like a national TV guy. You know how like some guys are like bad on national TV?
This is his third national TV
It
game
would be
of the
kind of
year.
sick if he was just like actually like free smoke at 7, unironically, and like I'm gonna stand on it, and like he's just the free smoke at 7 guy. That would be
what if he posted that and he posted it while grip checking an iced coffee?
Hey,
grip checking
possible.
Yeah, grip checking, and he goes free smoke at 7.
It would be cool.
He's at the point where he must be getting bullied because he turned off his DMs. Like he had his DMs open on Twitter.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like up until
I'm sure Yankees fans are like
I just checked.
being insane. Like I've seen the replies on. It's funny because every piece of content that's been posted about this insane story, like after the fact, is like just a 50-50 split of like Yankees fans being like, oh, he like this dude's such a loser, like what a fucking like they don't even have like mean things to say. They're just like saying that he's like wants attention, and I'm like, he doesn't need attention. He's a Major League Baseball player. Like I saw someone call him a clout chaser, and I was like, he doesn't need clout. He's a Major League Baseball player. Like he doesn't want clout. He's just like answering questions, and his dad lied to him, and it's funny, and I don't understand why this is a story. Like I don't even understand why we're still talking about it, and it's funny because that's the other half of the reactions is just all everyone else being like, why are we still talking about this? I don't understand.
Right.
I remember when Joel Sherman used to be like an honest reporter. Like who's fact checking Hunter Dobbins being like, I hate the Yankees? Like who gives breaking news, lifelong Red Sox fan fucking hates the Yankees. Again, more at the top of the hour, I guess. Like, really, who gives a shit, man? Like, he's employed by the Boston Red Sox. And if you want, in 10 years when he's a free agent, if you want to fact check him when the Yankees are the only team that offers him a deal, if he signs with them, then you can be a prick about it. But like, who cares, man? Like,
yeah,
it's really not a big deal.
Yeah,
and oh my god, if he shoves on Saturday, I'm gonna be insufferable. I'm gonna get pissed drunk on Saturday just so I can be insufferable, regardless of how the game goes.
Worst case scenario would be he gets shelled, so we're just not gonna put that into existence. Like that would be like he gets through an entire cycle. That'd be like you're a liar, you're a fake, and then your dad's a liar, and then they shell him again on. But Saturday
it would still be funny because it's like, okay, cool, we're 1-1, like ball up top. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
next
if
basket
he gets
wins, motherfucker.
True.
Love him. Love Hunter Dobbins for handling. I don't even know why he's agreeing to go on like foul territory or whatever, but like whatever.
So funny. So funny. All right. We should probably wrap this up. Official predictions. I'm going with a sweep this weekend. I think they take the Yankees to the Pound House.
Whatever goes on there, the Red Sox are taking them there.
Yeah. What do you got here, Elton Jordan?
I think 2 of 3 is pretty likely or pretty obtainable. And oddly enough, I think the Sunday game is going to be a lot closer. Bayo's got a weird thing with the Yankees, man, where he just shoves.
He's good against the Yankees in the day. That's like the one team that like is kind of immune to his daytime thing.
The only start he's ever done poorly against the Yankees that I can think of was Verdugo's return last year, because of course it was.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it sucks that Sunday isn't a Sunday night game only because of Bayo on Sunday Night Baseball is also just a special talent to watch. That one's a 1:35 game.
Day Bayo, yeah, you gotta love that.
Day Bayo, which sucks.
I have a question. Is Giancarlo Stanton coming back this series, or is he coming back next week?
He's playing in Double-A today. I can't imagine he's going to be back this weekend.
Because I would have loved to have seen Ben Rice's noodle arm behind the dish.
That's so true.
The unluckiest hitter in baseball, Ben Rice.
We'll see if the unluckiest hitter is also the unluckiest base thrower, because man, we could use a Jose Trevino game.
I would. That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, I would just love a game where they like make that man see war in his head, like he's just like just choppers. Like I want to terrorize him while he's trying to catch a baseball game, just because like they are like, yeah, sure, you can catch. Just go handle Carlos Rodon.
Yeah,
That would be so funny. I
would love that.
But I also don't want Giancarlo Stanton back at Fenway. So
Not this weekend. Not at Fenway.
Yeah. I mean, he did.
There's a
who
deep
struck him out?
Stantonian blast. And
I already forgot the name of the Red Sox pitcher that struck him out. Because
wait, when?
Wasn't it? Oh gosh,
Mullins.
Hayden Mullins.
Hayden Mullins struck him out like 2 hours ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably with a sweeper down and away. Let me guess.
If he threw a sweeper down and away as a lefty, that would have been some ugly shit that he's chased. But I mean, Stanton is the kind of guy that would swing at some shit. If he came back this weekend though, Bayo for some reason like buries him with changeups too. So like, I don't know. You know what? I'm talking myself into a sweep too, but I don't want to go there because I don't want to be disappointed. But I look at these pitching matchups and like Crochet versus Yarborough is barbecue chicken. Like that's a fucking win. Like Yarborough sucks against the Sox. Crochet, I don't care what the stat line said in New York. He was awesome in that game. I don't care. He got short porched by Austin Wells. That sucks. But he was a dog in that game. Game 2, Dobbins is gonna fucking shove. I just don't know how the Red Sox will do against Rodon. Because he pitched pretty well against them last year at Fenway. But I feel really, even though Max Fried hasn't had a shitter yet.
Do it.
He just hasn't.
Oh no, he has.
He had
that
one.
Game
He had one
like
little
7
stinky
runs or something.
No, well, he's
never
due for
a better
one.
time for a second one.
Yeah, and again, Bayo's kind of riding the high of a couple 6-inning outings in a row. Got into the 7th against the Rays. I feel good about that start, man. I really do think Bayo's going to have a good game on Sunday. I'll stick with 2 out of 3, but I'm really talking myself into a sweep here.
From your lips to God's ears.
Do it.
I'll stick with 2 out of 3. Predicting a sweep is difficult. That's some Jake Yazzie and Kevin Baver shit, and apparently Matt.
I'm filling in for Kevin with the sweep prediction on this one. Someone had to.
That's
all right. Doink, did you already make your prediction? I forgot already.
I think I nodded in agreement to 2 out of 3 because I just, you know, like I love the philosophy. Just keep winning 2 out of 3. just do that until the All-Star break.
And then win 10 in a row.
Yeah, they go on, because they got this series and then they go on the road after the series.
Yep, they go to Seattle
Jordan,
and then
it's
San
long
Fran
West Coast trip.
and
all right.
Anaheim.
Keep winning 2 out of 3.
Jordan, you're going to be enjoying some nice West Coast sun rays this time next week.
Ooh.
Very excited.
Sir. Will I be recording next week is the question as well.
True. Great point. That is a great point. We do not know. It is looking likely, but you never know.
Looking likely.
I mean, it's possible. It is certainly likely. So we'll see.
Jesus. The Tigers are
that
45 and 25.
Yeah, they're really good.
What the fuck?
Mix of AL Central plus what's his name? Is it Chris or Kyle Fetter, the pitching coach?
Don't know.
Their pitching coach is insane. Chris Bubich being like a fucking insane. Yeah, wow.
No, Bubich is on the Royals.
Oh no, Bubich is on the Royals. I always do that. I always do that with the Tigers and the Royals pitching staff specifically because it's so like homogenous zone to me.
Agreed. Although
Skubal, Olsen, Jack Flaherty, that's a legit 1 through 3.
I'm just looking at Joe Ryan and licking my lips right now because the Pablo
I'm always
Lopez
doing
injury,
that when I look at Joe Ryan.
Doink, you are discrediting everything we did earlier in this conversation.
Hey, he's not on the show. I mean, come on.
It's true. 500 episode, Jordan. Get
Joe Ryan.
Joe Ryan, please.
Welcome to the 500th episode of this Red Sox podcast. Here's Minnesota Twins starter Joe Ryan.
I mean, listen, we could try to convince him on why the Red Sox should trade for him. Be the craziest podcast he's ever been on.
I'm starting to get weird with my trade targets. Like today, I'm like, I want Adrian Morejon so badly. Like I yearn for like elite middle relief, and I don't know why.
Wild.
Red Sox got burned by it last year, getting middle relievers instead of high leverage guys, and I'm like, let's do it again, baby.
I mean, that was like the 10th percentile outcome of
like
how that trade deadline could have gone. So, dude, let's run it back.
Garcia being a ground ball demon and then just giving up so many home runs in Boston was so like unpredictable.
What would be so Yankees of the trade deadline is them trading for Luis Robert and then him just like continuing to suck for them. That would be amazing.
Yeah, but their thing is usually making good decisions and then them working out horribly. Although Rizzo was a pretty good acquisition for them, but like Gallo and Donaldson were two like really good process decisions that just sucked. Let's do that again. Who would be a good process pickup for them that would be fucking terrible? Like Luis Rengifo? I don't know. Who's somebody that Ryan Garcia has been like begging them to trade for lately? I'm like, because like Ryan's super smart guy, and I trust that if he really wants the Yankees to get this guy, probably a really good fit for them. But that guy is gonna suck for them,
as it always does. Yeah, that is.
Other than Jazz, who oddly is like really fitting in there.
I mean, he has a 700 OPS, but he's batting like 210. So I mean, it's maybe he's fitting in personality wise, but he's just not. It's not. He's basically a Verdugo again. He's doing what Verdugo did, but like more vocally because he's on Twitter.
Free smoke at 7, baby.
So good. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up. End it out here. We're hitting an hour 30.
Oh,
so
Merrill Kelly is who he was. I remember seeing that the other day. Okay, now we can land the plane.
All right, now we can land the plane. we have so many more weeks.
Eugenio Suarez is the other guy. Speaking of Diamondbacks, so yeah, those two would be great pickups, and they would flounder.
I kind of like Suarez, to be honest with you, but
I do too. But he'd only be good if he came to Boston.
Yeah, he would be so good at with the monster. Oh my gosh, so good. All right, I'm landing the plane. This has been the Pesky Report, brought to you by Beyond the Monster. We are 18 episodes away from episode 500, where we will be interviewing Minnesota Twins pitcher Joe Ryan. So tune in to that episode. We're looking forward to it. And until next time, we are going to kick some Yankee butt, hopefully. And we'll see you guys next week.